What's up with it, man? Bringing you another presentation. I felt like we had to do this because this was something that just rolled down my timeline, and it's just something I found to be interesting because I feel like a lot of guys really don't explain themselves on like how they deal with BBWs, thicker women. I feel like a lot of men just deal with them. You feel me, and push them to the side. They don't really explain, you know, the actual scenario what's actually going on, because I feel like we are in a new day of time where, all right, let me just put it straight on the table. Men do like BBWs, but I think we're in a time where BBWs are putting themselves on a platter or a level where most men just never put them, naturally. Like we always respected BBWs for who they were and what they contributed to society, you know. But I think this is a new level of BBWs now, and I think that they are a little bit, too confident in my estimation. I feel like the modern BBWs, and this is why men used to marry BBWs, because BBWs knew who they were back in the day. They knew what they had to offer. They knew, you know, me mentioning that is just the start of this video, in the right perspective, because men do like BBWs. We just feel like they're at a point where they're getting a little bit too cocky. And the men are sitting there like, y'all not worth it. You understand? Like, yeah, we like to have fun with y'all. Yeah, y'all look out. Yeah, whatever the case may be. But in terms of us really valuing, BBWs, and, us putting them on a certain level, they're not that. They might be a weekend trip. You understand? Like a weekend visit type shit. Like we just talking about majority BBW. Majority BBWs are for sexual favors. Then you have your elite BBWs that do look good, and some men would, take them serious. But for the vast majority of BBWs, men are not looking at them for marriage. Now, the men that do marry BBWs, they just lucked up to have those men. Because who's to say if those men had more money or was in a different position? Who's to say? Who's to even say those men would even look at those women? And this is why I really have to have this conversation, because I remember being broke and being at that point, you know, of looking at women from that perspective, like, oh shit, I can't talk to that woman because she wants me to bring this to the table, or I can't da 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 with that woman because you know that's the kind of men that she deal with. You understand? So I've been on both sides of the fence. You're not talking to a newbie. Real talk, because I hear men talk about this, but they don't talk about both sides of the fence. I'm that man now that have options. You understand? Compared to the man back in the day that didn't have options. You understand? I feel like it's very important for a man to be on both sides of the fence, because you don't naturally know how to judge this typical situation. That's why I even had to have this review, because I feel like a lot of men don't express their feelings for a BBW and how they operate with a BBW. But we're going to jump straight into it. Please hit the like button before we even jump into it. Like, share, and subscribe.
I've seen some fat girls pull up and really think like, yeah, I could compete with this baddie next to me, and like really be that confident. And I'll be like, oh,
That was my point. That was my only point, ladies and gentlemen. That was my. You see, he just said it straight out of his mouth. I didn't even know he was gonna say it because I really didn't even watch his full video yet. But that was my main point. You have women now that are 310, 310 pounds, and they think they could easily compete with a woman that's 140, really in shape. You understand? Muscle bound. You understand? Her thighs are perfectly sculptured. You understand? You got women 310 pounds saying that men need to deal with her and respect her the same way they deal with that woman. This is why I really, in a sense, stopped dating BBWs like 4 or 5 years ago. Real talk. Because I feel like even a good looking BBW, like, look, I have nothing against BBWs, but we got to be realistic. You think most men really want to be with you compared to like a model kind of woman, like a model shaped woman? Like, no, we have to be realistic. You know, yeah, you're gonna get your men that do like you. I do agree with you. I like BBWs. Yeah, you're gonna get your men that do like you, but we're talking about the vast majority of men. We're not talking about 15% of men or maybe 20% of men. I feel like in my heart, only about maybe the most, only about 25% of men would actually marry and really deal with being in a relationship with highly attractive BBWs. And even you could even see it in the marriage numbers. We could look it up. Statistics wise, most women that get married are not BBWs. In every culture. This is why it has been a dramatic drop in black marriage. Because black women wasn't always BBW. The 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, black women weren't highly overweight. We could look at the statistics. So, and this is what I always, have to bring up because, black women just think this BBW thing, you know, has been here forever. It's always been black women. Black women have always been obese or out of shape. That's false. Black women have been thick, but not obese or out of shape. So our whole existence, black women have been, because, and this is why I love to have this conversation, because when you go back to ancient times and the pyramids and just see how they drew women, how they expressed women, most women, if not all women, were in shape. I don't know too many out of shape women, and we talking about way before slavery time. We talking about thousands and thousands of years ago, when people had common sense. I always speak on a majority on this channel because I think that's very important that we understand that. People are going to do what they want to do, and it's no problem. But we have to understand that majority rules. If someone is doing something out of the norm, shouldn't we question that? I think it's only fair. But let's jump back into it.
Shit, like you don't live in reality.
Shout out to Lizzo.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You can't knock her for being confident.
Right.
Wait, who?
You gonna lie to her?
You could be fat and be pretty.
Right.
You could
Pretty
be fat and be
ugly.
fat.
Everybody don't have the same
Are all fat
preference.
people, I'm saying, are all fat girls ugly? Is that what you're saying?
Some may be, but some are pretty. They could
That's
take care of
So
themselves.
you're
they get
telling-
it
No, not
together.
you. I was saying because
No, I know what I'm saying.
okay.
Some big girls
So
are nice.
you're telling me the guy that you want, he gonna choose you or a bigger you?
Oh,
who,
yeah.
Who you gonna choose?
I don't know. I'm
Obviously.
just saying. I was just asking a question. I'm just saying.
Another thing too, women for 2022, we got to start telling women that you can get sex from a man if you're a BBW. But most women, and I do agree, they want to be married. And I want most women to be married. So we're going to go on a real rant this year, like a constant rant of getting on women's ass. Women, start telling other women you're only getting sex from guys. You're not getting commitment. Because this is coming to a point where we have women sitting in groups of women constantly lying to women just to make them feel comfortable about bad decisions that they're actually making. We're not talking about decisions that they're thinking about making. We're talking about decisions that they're actually making it. So it's really affecting things in real time. This is why this is a real problem. And this is why women, you need to go on a rant towards other women. If you think a woman's a BBW and you think that men just have sex with her, they don't take her serious, you need to get on her ass. And we're going to start pulling cards. We need to hold people accountable for things that they don't do. Because when I know a nigga ain't shit or a nigga ain't a good father, I tell him. And I feel like more black men should. Just like if you feel like a nigga pay for pussy and you think he shouldn't. Because I do agree. I think some men should. I think some men just naturally just don't got it. They're going to have to pay for it. But some men don't.
Do you think all fat girls are ugly? That's what it sounds like. What you said.
No, we're just saying if guys had a preference, they might choose.
But you
I
know
don't
what?
know if he likes bigger women. He's
Yeah.
probably gonna choose a bigger.
There's
girl.
guys that like that. There's guys that like slim girls. There's guys that like every.
There
There's
is,
guys that like less
but on
than
an
Somebody
equal,
fat.
Should a woman, this is a quick question too. Should a woman just be worried about her sexual encounters and not the encounters that really matter? Like marriage material encounters. Like, should that matter? Like, say if a man wants to marry you, should that matter more than a man being able to give you good sex and actually look good? Because I think we live in a time where women would just rather, you feel me, get that itch off than to have a real relationship with a man, a real healthy situation. So that's why I want to know, like, you feel me, like what? Hold on, let me turn my comments on. I don't even know if I have my comments on. But yeah, we got to know that.
on
Everybody.
an equal footing.
Like,
You
share,
got an option.
subscribe.
Curvy.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely go.
Something.
Maybe if that's
But
not
I'm
his
fat.
type. If that's not his type, he would probably not.
I mean, guys fuck who they can, so fat girls are a little bit easier.
That's why, ladies, I just stressed that part. Y'all got to get on your friend's ass. Because women out here are just wasting time and wasting their body getting short term satisfaction for what? To have conversations with you? Oh, yeah, I got good dick on Saturday. Whoop de doo. Where's he at on Tuesday? I'm being realistic because I'm not a hoe saver. I never put out my cape for women. I mean, for hoes, my fault. I put out my cape for women because I feel like, it's a big it's a big difference between a hoe and a woman. And I think a lot of men can't tell a difference. This is why I get on men asses all the time. Some of you men been chasing pussy so long, you don't know that a woman is not a hoe. And a hoe is not a woman. This is something you have to distinguish. You have to. Because you'll be out there thinking all your encounters are the same. Every woman's the same. Every situation's the same. Treating every woman the same. And men, that's just a bad look. Because you got to look at it from this perspective. You're a son, right? You can also be a father. You can also be an uncle. You can also be a grandfather. You understand? So, looking at these branches of things you can be towards women, you have to take some kind of positive incentive to be a better man. This is not about sucking up to women. Let's just put this, straight on the table. This conversation is not about sucking up to women, trying to appease women. This conversation is about dissecting what it is to be a man. Like when you say you're a man, What certifies you to be a man? Please put it in the comments. If you know what certifies you or what verifies you to be a man, please put at least 3 details in the comments. Because I feel like, in my mind, you have to dissect what it is to be a man. You can't just say you are one.
Give them some food and they'll be all right. 4 for 4 Wendy's.
Women are naturally supposed to have fat on them. They're not supposed to be fit.
Obese though, what we're saying. Well, I mean, having fat and being fat are 2 different things. Everyone has body fat to some degree.
Our love handles fat.
No.
Our love handles fat. No, these men are not talking about
Them I talk about big yellow.
love handles are natural. That's what women are supposed to have when they carry babies and stuff. It's natural. That's what God gave us.
Like,
no, he looks like he's like, nah, he ain't doing no love handle.
You know what? I got love handles too. I live with my mom and she loves me and handles my bills. So what do you think about that? Is that attractive?
Men are not supposed to be fat, but women are supposed to carry fat.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, what if I went around and was like, listen, baby girl, you gotta understand. I know I'm homeless right now and I don't got my own spot, but I got these love handles. My mom loves me and handles my bills for me. Yeah. Get with me, girl. What would you say to that?
Negative. That has nothing to do with
hold on, stop the show. So it's okay, right? Like when a woman says, yeah, you know, I don't really like broke niggas like that. It's okay. But if I say, yo, man, we don't want no fat bitches. Oh, what do you mean? Some guys just like it.
we didn't.
You're insulting
that. We just asked you. I asked you.
Okay.
Do you think that you?
I'm curious, Chris. What's your preference?
It look like you're no discriminate.
He working out so he can pick up a baby.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit here and stand there and fuck with no fat chick before. I got some good pussy. Right. You know?
Okay, and I heard they top.
Maybe when it comes down to settling down with somebody, they like a discipline.
You know, real talk, and I'm gonna let him say what he said again. You know, real talk, and I'm going to speak on the behalf of men. We do love BBWs because the sex sometimes could definitely be better than your average woman in shape. I'm going to keep it 1,000. The sex from a BBW can sometimes be better than the average woman that's in shape. And I'm going to tell you why. They apply more effort sometimes. And what I mean by effort in terms of pleasure, they seek your validation. See, what I feel that with some women that are in shape, they don't really seek your validation sex-wise because they got it look-wise. You already validated them. They're already validated. So by the time you get to the bed, it's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm already validated. They already have your stamp of approval before they hit the bed. This is why I tell guys, you never really talk about a woman's looks towards her. Like to her. Like, if you're talking, to your friends, you could, show some pics, yeah, shorty look good, shorty got some hips, da-da-da, whatever. You can't do that to her. Validation is a very dangerous thing, and it should be given in increments. Like tiny, tiny pieces. Literally. But back to it.
He working out so he can pick up a baby.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit here and stand there and fuck with no fat chick before. I got some good pussy. Right. You know?
Okay, and I heard they top.
Maybe when it comes down to settling down with somebody, they like a discipline will affect y'all one way or another. Mm-hmm. Maybe on a medical bill level. maybe constantly buying bigger clothes level, maybe a whole bunch of insecure demons. I'm a trainer, I gotta be around people, so that might, so that lack of discipline she's showing is gonna show in other ways anyway.
He's right.
But on appearance level, I don't be tripping. If I have a good time, I don't trip too much on the little things. Okay. But selling down, I'm a little more picky.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I think this is the problem. Like, we tell girls all the time that you should be loved and accepted no matter how you look and how fat you are. And I'm here to tell you that's cap. It's not going to work. And you might get some sex or some attention, but a lot of guys are not going to take you serious if you're huge. Just like if I was a bum and lived with my mom and had her handling the bills, y'all would not take me serious.
Yeah,
but
we're just going to fuck.
The thing is that female ineptitude is accepted, whereas male ineptitude is not. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you being fat, especially when it's in your control of every morsel of food that goes into your mouth and how many calories you consume, like, that's in your control. So it's like, if you're fat, it's your fucking fault.
Wait,
some people have health issues.
Some people, can't control that.
Seriously, right.
Those are exceptions, though. We're talking about in general.
No, fuck out of here. Only in the United States can we say that bullshit, bro. I don't know no one in Africa. Hey, listen, man.
That's a fact. That is a big fact. Like, when you talk about in terms of, like, see, in other countries, we just being realistic. We got to talk about the majority. Most people are just not out of shape. This is why I find this to be a very important conversation in terms of, and I got, I do want to show the BMI chart right now, but I'm not going to do it. But I got the whole BMI chart. A lot of women think they actually in shape and they're really not. That's for me, that's why it's a funny thing when I look at the BMI chart and then I compare it to like other countries or how other people move, whatever, the whole statistics chart worldwide, and I'm just like, our whole mindset of how we look at things is just fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie, like, and it's a funny thing that we live in America and we actually go through the shit that we go through because other people look at us as a joke. Because we looking at us like, oh, we gotta get our meal or we gotta, handle things gotta get handled. People looking at us like, you really think like that? Real talk. So it's like bro, it's a whole, bro, we could talk about that for a whole day, but that whole perception of that BMI chart and the weight, that shit go deep, man.
You gotta understand, bro, I can't lose this weight.
No, African men love big women.
Yeah, but also...
No, but it's to prove my point that that obesity doesn't occur there because of, like, these bullshit excuses we have here.
Right.
We just come up with excuses for why people are fat. No, it just comes down to lack of discipline.
I'll give you that one.
So, like, what do you consider fat? Like, morbidly obese or, like, chubby?
like obese. Like, if you're a woman and you're, like, 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, like, that's unacceptable, bro.
You don't want you shaping like a pea.
It's unacceptable. And I'll take it a step further. Like, as a woman, like, you already know deep down your primary agency is your looks. How'd you fuck up one of your main things? Like, how are you fat and you know that your looks define you? What the fuck? To be real, that's dumb.
I'm not going to rely. Real talk, though, in America, that's real talk. Like, when I look at other countries, you don't see girls 16 through 25 out of shape. No, even when we talking about the majority of women, like, no, because here in America, like, it's nothing to see a girl 20 years old, 22, mad fat. And like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, you got no kids, you're mad young. Like, how are you overweight? You feel me? Like, I could see if you had a real life where you had to really take care of some kids or really have to have 2-3 jobs. You understand? Like, really had to have a extreme lifestyle in a sense. But the question I'm asking is, how you even get there throughout the 20 years of not even having kids, not having no real responsibilities. But I'm just saying that's a common thing in America to see a girl 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 supremely overweight. And in my mind, I'm sitting there like, you got, and we talking about women without kids. Even if you have had like one kid, that's still kind of crazy because in my mind, I'm like, you feel me, try to, snap back, get yourself right. That's what I'm thinking naturally. Like, oh, I got a kid. All right, let me get back in shape. Not let go. Because you got to be in shape for your child. You got to be on point for your child. That's what I would think naturally. But anyway, yeah, that's a casual thing in America where you see women 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, like, really overweight. And in my mind, I'm like, you got no kids. Where did all this weight come from? Like, when you 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, like, why was you even working out then? That's what I'm thinking in my mind. To me, I'm not even thinking about the point of you being uh, 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 19 and overweight or 20 and overweight. I'm thinking about the point of what was you doing at 14, 13, 12? What was your mother doing? Like, real talk, you're overweight at 20? What was you doing at 10 years old that you're overweight at 20? This is a real talk that we gotta have. So please like, share, subscribe, man.
Most men that get with, I want to say, overweight women, let's be real. What do? They finesse.
They cheat. They do use them a lot.
They get
You're
money.
right.
They work them, and then they fuck them, and then they just dip. Because guess what? They don't want a long term. It's for the moment.
I know, guys.
That's real talk, and that's why I really stopped dealing with BBWs, because I feel like I do have a nice little, attraction to them, and I feel like a lot of them respect me and love me as well. But I just be feeling like it be temporary. Like, even the baddest BBW, I just be feeling like, I just feel like, my nigga, I can't genuinely long term devote my energy and resource, because I just feel like it's gonna be a woman out there that's probably gonna be in shape that I might like, or because me personally, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I've always had my pick of the litter, like, in terms of being a man. I mean, when I was young, I felt like you don't count those days when you like 16 and younger. I feel like you count everything. I'm talking about as in we talking about as in being a man. You supposed to count like 18 and older. I mean, really like 16 and older. But I give you benefit of the doubt. 18 and older. That's when you really count. You feel me? How you moving with a woman? Because I feel like when you a young boy, that's just you starting out. You gonna make 1,000 fucking mistakes. But I feel like 18 and up. I feel like there's no excuse. Like, I mean, I know some men that even count 25 and up. But I feel like for me personally, I'm gonna count 18 and up, because I feel like you got the experience, you got the in a sense, you got the little tiny maturity. You're not there yet, but you got a little tiny maturity to tell the difference, to know what kind of girls you're supposed to be dealing with, know what kind of situations you're supposed to be dealing with, knowing what. Even though we're gonna still make a lot of mistakes at 18, the average man is gonna make a whole lot of fucking mistakes at 18. I'm just saying the basis of it is that at 18, you supposed to be at some kind of, you feel me, some kind of level of knowledge where you know, okay, this is how I deal with women, this is what I do. All right, don't fuck up here, da da da, don't take a loss here. You feel me? But let's go back into it.
That's subtle with big bitches just to use them, but they're always fucking other bitches.
They
Right, you're right.
I'm
You're
telling you.
wrong. You're
So
wrong.
it's a
It's
finesse.
They're saying the reality of it.
Yeah.
It's the reality.
It's what insecure?
No, it's secure. It's secure for them to
She ain't
have
going
a
nowhere.
bigger woman. Yeah.
She ain't
Yeah,
fucking
I
Yeah,
guess you
if
could
it's
say
a
secure.
decent guy, the big woman will stick around. I seen him many times.
So I got to roast the guys too, because I tell the truth about women, but I also tell the truth about men. A lot of guys that deal with fat girls, they'll sit there and justify it and be like, no, man, I like big girls, blah, blah, blah. Man,
don't.
give that nigga $2 million, a blue check on Instagram, a mansion, a Lamborghini.
I've always thought that too. I've always thought that. I've always thought that. Like, if most men had money, niggas wouldn't even look at a thick woman. I'm gonna give it 1,000. Like, I'm not saying they wouldn't fuck them, but that wouldn't be their first pick. Trust and believe. If you got a few million in your pocketbook or your wallet, what? Because I know dykes out there that deal with, you feel me, women, and they be liking the skinny joints. Just like younger man, she just I think she married a thick joint. I think she did. It's kind of like a slim thick joint. It's just real talk though. It should go deep, man.
He be fucking models that night. Yep. A lot of guys will sit there and cope or try to rationalize their inability to get a certain level of woman. But a lot of the time it comes from their own inadequacy, and they're like, okay, you know what? No, fuck it. I can take big girls. I like big girls. Mm-hmm. Nah, man. Once you level up as a guy, your women start to change with it, and you ain't going back to no fat bitches once you get up. I will say that.
I do agree to that too. I ain't gonna even lie. When you get your money right, this is why I always tell guys, get your money right, then you go out there and pipe. Real talk, because you just have a whole different perception on women. Your options is totally different. The way you look at women is totally different compared to. That's why I really always tell guys, don't be out there trying to front like you got it and you don't got it. Go get it and then go deal with the women you think you deserve. Simple. Because a lot of these guys out here, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. They just paying for situations. Real talk. A lot of guys out here, man, they paying for situations, and you can't become that. You just simply can't become that. But I'm signing out, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Thank you for being here, man. Let me check the comments. Was it any comments? But I'm out of